Ethan was just a curious human traveler who liked to explore unknown planets. After leaving Earth months ago, he had been flying through quiet systems, looking for peace and adventure. One day, his ship landed on a small, beautiful planet called Varelia. It was covered in glowing forests, clean rivers, and bright skies. The air smelled fresh, and the people looked kind. The first alien he met was Lyra. She had soft green skin, large gentle eyes, and moved with quiet grace. She greeted Ethan with a smile and spoke in clear universal language. She told him the planet was peaceful and that her people loved guests. "Welcome, traveler," she said. "You came at a good time. Today is our bonding festival. You should come." Ethan smiled. "A festival? Sounds fun. I've never been to one on another planet." Lyra laughed softly. "Then you will enjoy this one." She led him to the village square. People danced, music floated through the air, and bright lights spun above. Colorful crystals were hanging from trees, and families sat together, laughing and singing. Ethan was amazed. "This is beautiful. Our bonding festival is about unity," Lyra said. "It honors connection between people." As they walked, Lyra gave him a small gift, a crystal shaped like a flame, glowing blue. "For you," she said. "It means peace between hearts." Ethan took it with a warm smile. "Thank you. It's beautiful." He held the crystal for a moment, then reached out and gently placed it around Lyra's neck. Using the thin chain it came with, "It looks better on you." The music stopped. The crowd around them went silent. Lyra froze. Her eyes widened. Ethan looked around. Did I do something wrong?" Lyra's face turned slightly purple, a sign of shock or nervousness in her species. You just completed a bonding rite, a public one." Ethan blinked. "What's a bonding rite?" It's how we propose. When someone puts that crystal on another during the bonding festival, it means they want to join lives forever." His heart jumped. "Wait, are you saying I just proposed to you?" She nodded slowly. "Yes, and I accepted. By letting you place it." He looked at the crystal hanging from her neck. It pulsed with light. "Oh no," Ethan whispered. "I thought it was just a gift." Lyra looked down. "You didn't know. But it doesn't matter. Once it's done, it's recorded. The elders saw it. The bond is official." Ethan felt dizzy. "I didn't mean to. I mean, you're nice, but this was a mistake." "I know," Lyra said calmly. "But our customs are strong. We can fix this later. But for now, we are heart-bound." He looked around again. People were smiling and whispering. Some were clapping. Children threw flower petals. "This can't be real," Ethan muttered. "It is," Lyra said. "But don't worry. I will explain everything to you, and we will find a way to undo it, if you want." Ethan didn't know what to say. He followed Lyra away from the crowd. They walked through a quiet path between glowing trees. Her steps were slow, careful. "You must think I'm the biggest fool in the galaxy," Ethan said finally. Double quotes, "No." Lyra said softly. "You didn't mean harm. You acted with kindness. That matters." Still, Ethan sighed. "I came here to rest, not to get married." Lyra smiled slightly. "On Varelia, sometimes life surprises us." They reached a small house made of smooth white stone. Lyra offered him tea and sat down across from him. "So, what now?" Ethan asked. "Now," she said, "we wait for the elders to call us. They will give us papers and offer advice. The process to end the bond takes time, several days at least." Ethan leaned back. "And until then, we are expected to behave like a couple, respectfully. No big shows, just unity." Ethan rubbed his face. "This is wild." Lyra nodded. "For both of us, despite the strange situation." Ethan looked at her, really looked. She didn't seem angry, only calm. Her eyes were kind, not accusing. "Thanks for not yelling at me," he said. "You didn't insult me." Lyra said, "You made a mistake with a kind heart. That's different." They sat in silence for a while, sipping tea. Outside, the sounds of the festival continued. The stars above Varelia twinkled gently. Ethan looked at the glowing crystal on Lyra's neck. It still pulsed softly. He couldn't help but feel a strange warmth in his chest. Maybe this accident wasn't just a mistake. Maybe it was the start of something unexpected. The next morning, Ethan woke up with a strange mix of excitement and worry. He still could not believe he had accidentally completed a marriage ritual. On Varelia, as sunlight slipped through the soft green leaves outside the window, he heard footsteps. Lyra was already up, moving quietly around the room. She sat beside him on a small bench. "You need to understand what you did yesterday," she said calmly. Ethan looked at her, hoping she would say it was not a big deal. But she shook her head. "Our culture is different. The bond you created is very serious." He frowned. "How serious?" Lyra took a deep breath. In Varelia, when two people bond with the crystal, they promise to share their lives, to protect and support each other. It is a sacred promise. Ethan's eyes widened. "So, I'm stuck with you now." "For now, yes," she said gently, "until the bond is officially ended. You are considered partners. We must act like it in public." Ethan sighed. "How long until I can end it?" Lyra hesitated. "The annulment process takes at least 2 weeks, sometimes longer if problems come up." 2 weeks. Ethan groaned. "That's forever." She smiled softly. "It is part of our respect for the ritual. We don't take it lightly." Ethan looked around nervously. "What if I just leave? Fly away?" "That would be disrespectful," Lyra said, "and it could harm the trust between your people and ours." Our elders watched carefully. He nodded, feeling trapped. "So, what do I do?" "We must keep appearances," Lyra said. "Walk together, eat together. Show the bond is real. It is tradition." Ethan ran his hands through his hair. "This is harder than I thought." "You're not alone," she said. "I will help you. I will explain the customs and guide you." Later that day, Lyra took Ethan to the Elders' Council Hall. It was a large round building made of smooth stone and crystal. Inside, Elder Varelians sat in robes, their faces wise and kind. The head elder, an ancient alien with silver eyes, spoke first. "Ethan, you have taken part in our sacred ritual. The bond is real." Ethan bowed respectfully. "I did not mean to. Please forgive my mistake." The elders smiled. "Your honesty is good. The bond is strong but can be ended with respect and care." The council handed Ethan and Lyra papers explaining the rules. They must live as bonded partners until the annulment is complete. Breaking the rules could bring shame and punishments. Ethan and Lyra left the hall quietly. "So," Ethan said, "no running away." Lyra laughed. "No running away." In the days that followed, Ethan tried to learn about Varelian life. He helped Lyra with her work in a healing garden, where glowing plants grew that could cure sickness. Lyra showed him how her people cared deeply for nature and each other. Ethan found himself enjoying the calm world. He liked how Lyra laughed when teaching him to plant seeds. He liked how her hands moved gently when she cared for injured animals. One evening, as they walked under the stars, Ethan admitted, "I thought this would be a nightmare, but you make it better." Lyra smiled shyly. "I feel the same." Their friendship grew. The villagers watched and smiled. Some whispered that maybe the bomb was meant to be. But not everything was peaceful. One afternoon, a distant alarm sounded. Loud sirens echoed across the village. Ethan and Lyra ran outside. Ships appeared in the sky. Black and gray pirates from a nearby system had arrived. Their large warships blocked the sun, casting shadows over Varelia's glowing force. The pirate leader's voice boomed over loudspeakers. "Give us the human ship. Hand it over, or we destroy your planet." Ethan's heart pounded. His ship was old, but held a rare energy core that could power weapons. Pirates wanted it badly. The elders gathered, faces tense. Lyra took Ethan's hand. "We must protect Varelia. Your ship is our hope." Ethan nodded. "I will do my best." Inside his workshop, Ethan worked fast. He studied the ship's core. If he could finish repairs, he could create a strong energy shield to protect the village. "This is risky," he told Lyra. "If I fail, I might destroy my ship." Lyra smiled bravely. "Sometimes risk is needed for hope." For 2 days and nights, Ethan and Lyra worked side by side. She brought him tools and rare parts from her lab. He learned to trust her more. With every moment, one night, while testing the shield, a small explosion shook the workshop. Ethan was thrown back but managed to protect Lyra from the blast. She smiled weakly. "I'm okay." Ethan held her hand tightly. "You're hurt." "I'm sorry." She shook her head. "You saved me. That means everything." As the pirate fleet closed in, Ethan and Lyra prepared the final defense. The bond crystal around her neck glowed brightly, as if it shared their strength. Ethan looked at Lyra and said quietly, "Whatever happens, I'm glad you're here." Lyra's eyes sparkled. "Me too." After the pirate threat appeared, Ethan and Lyra spent more time together. They had to act like a real couple for the people of Varelia, but deep inside, their feelings began to change. Ethan noticed little things about Lyra he had never seen before. The way her eyes sparkled when she talked about her healing plants. How she smiled shyly when she thought no one was watching. She was strong, kind, and brave. Lyra, too, started to see Ethan in a new light. At first, he was just a confused visitor. But as days passed, she admired his courage and gentle heart. Even when things were hard, he never gave you. One morning, they sat together by the river, watching colorful fish swim below the clear water. "I still can't believe how this all started," Ethan said, smiling. Lyra laughed softly. "An accident that changed our lives. Do you ever regret it?" Ethan asked. She thought for a moment. "No, sometimes. The unexpected brings the best things." Ethan looked at her closely. "You really don't mind that I was clueless?" "I don't mind," she said. "You acted with kindness, even if you didn't understand our customs." Their days were filled with learning and working together. Lyra taught Ethan about Varelian medicine, how plants could heal wounds and cure illness. Ethan showed her how to fix machines and build tools from scraps. One afternoon, Lyra invited Ethan to her home. It was simple but full of life. Plants grew in pots, and small lights made soft patterns on the walls. She showed him a family photo. "This is my mother and father. They always believed in peace." Ethan nodded. "Family means a lot to me, too. Now we are like family," Lyra said quietly. Ethan smiled. Even if it started by accident, as they worked side by side, they grew closer. Lyra noticed how Ethan's hands moved carefully when repairing her favorite healing device. Ethan admired how focused Lyra was when mixing herbs. One evening, during a festival night, the village gathered to celebrate. Lights hung from trees, and music filled the air. Ethan and Lyra danced together, laughing and forgetting worries for a while. The villagers smiled warmly. Some whispered that the accidental bond had become real love. But Ethan still worried. What will happen when the annulment is done? Will this end between us? Lyra looked at him with soft eyes. Maybe. Maybe not. The future is unknown. They both hoped it wouldn't end. But their peaceful days were not meant to last. One morning, a message came from the elders. The pirates had returned, stronger than before. Their warships blocked the sky, and this time, they threatened to destroy the entire planet. Ethan's heart raced. He had been fixing his ship to help protect Varelia, but now the danger was close. "We must prepare." Lyra said, "Your ship's power could save us." Ethan nodded. "I'm working on a special energy shield. If it works, it will keep the pirates away." As they worked, Lyra took risks to help. She traveled to her lab deep in the forest to find rare parts. Once, she faced a wild animal but stood her ground to protect the parts. Ethan needed. Ethan admired her courage. "You are brave," he told her one night, "and you are kind," she replied, smiling. Their bond grew stronger with every challenge. But one evening, as Ethan tested the new shield, a sudden explosion rocked the workshop. Sparks flew, and smoke filled the air. Lyra was nearby and fell to the ground, coughing. Ethan rushed to her side. "Are you okay?" She nodded, tears in her eyes. "I'm fine, thanks to you." Ethan held her hand tightly. "I don't want to lose you." Lyra smiled. Weakly, "You won't." The bond crystal around her neck glowed softly, as if sharing their feelings. As the pirate ships approached closer, Ethan and Lyra stood side by side. They were no longer just pretending to be partners. They had become real. whatever happens. Ethan said quietly, "We face it together." Lyra nodded, "Together," with the villagers watching. Ethan activated the energy shield. A bright blue barrier formed around the village, shimmering in the sunlight. The pirates fired their weapons, but the shield held strong. Frustrated, the pirates hesitated. Ethan and Lyra shared a hopeful glance. The battle was far from over, but the bond between them gave them strength. And for the first time, Ethan felt that this accidental marriage might be the greatest adventure of his life. The pirate ships hung in the sky like dark clouds. Their metal bodies blocked the sunlight and cast long shadows. Over the glowing forest of Varelia, villagers looked up in fear. Ethan stood beside Lyra, both watching the growing threat. "Their weapons are strong," Lyra said quietly. "If they attack, our people will suffer." Ethan nodded. "I'm working on the energy shield, but it's not ready yet. I need more time." Lyra's eyes showed worry. "The pirates won't wait. They want your ship. They believe it holds power." Ethan clenched his fists. "It does. The energy core inside my ship is rare and strong. If they get it, they could destroy entire planets." The village elders gathered quickly. Their faces were serious as they discussed the danger. "We must protect Varelia," the head elder said. "But our weapons are weak. We cannot fight them." Ethan stepped forward. "If you let me finish repairing my ship's core, I can use it to create a powerful energy beacon. It could scare the pirates away." The elders looked at each other. It was a risk. The ship could explode if the core was not stable. Lyra took Ethan's hand. "We believe in you. We trust you." The elder nodded slowly. "Then it is your choice, Ethan." Ethan looked at Lyra and smiled weakly. "I will do everything I can." Inside the workshop, Ethan worked day and night. Sparks flew as he repaired wires and tightened bolts. Lyra brought him parts from her lab deep in the forest. She traveled far and faced dangers to find the pieces he needed. One day, Lyra returned with a small box filled with rare crystals. "These will help stabilize the core," she said. Ethan took the crystals carefully. "Thank you. Without you, I couldn't do this." Lyra blushed. "We're partners, remember?" Ethan laughed. "Yes, partners." As the pirate fleet grew closer, tension filled the air. Villagers prepared for the worst. Children were kept indoors, and elders prayed for safety. One night, Ethan worked late. The core was almost ready. Suddenly, the workshop shook. An alarm blared. "Pirates are attacking the outer defenses." A guard shouted. Ethan grabbed his tools. "Lyra, stay here. I have to help." "No," Lyra said firmly. "We face this together." They ran outside. Fires burned in the distance. The pirate ships fired beams that tore through the trees. Ethan and Lyra helped villagers move to safety. Ethan saw his ship was damaged from earlier attacks. "I have to fix it," he said. Lyra nodded. "I'll help you." They worked quickly. Ethan repaired the engines while Lyra adjusted the shield controls. A pirate ship flew low, aiming weapons at them. "Get down," Ethan yelled. The ship fired, but the shield activated just in time. A bright blue wave blocked the blast. "It's working," Lyra said, hope in her voice. But the shield was weak. It flickered under heavy fire. "We need more power," Ethan said. He ran to his ship and entered the core room. It was glowing faintly. "I can overload the core to boost the shield," he thought. "But it might destroy the ship." Lyra followed him. "Be careful." Ethan took a deep breath and started the overload process. The core brightened. Energy humming in the air. Outside, the shield grew stronger, pushing back the pirate beams. The pirates fired again, but their weapons failed to break the shield. Frustrated, the pirate leader ordered retreat. "They're leaving," Lyra exclaimed. Ethan collapsed, exhausted. "It worked, but barely." Lyra helped him sit down. "You risked everything for Varelia," Ethan said softly. The villagers cheered. They were safe, thanks to Ethan and Lyra. Later, as they rested under the stars, Ethan looked at the glowing crystal around Lyra's neck. "This bond, it's more than tradition now," he said. "It's what keeps us strong." Lyra smiled. "We are stronger together." They sat quietly, knowing the fight was not over. The pirates might return, But for now, Varelia was safe. And Ethan realized that this strange planet, this accidental marriage, had shamans passed since Ethan first joined the alien school. The seasons changed, and so did the students. The fear and whispers about his teeth were now replaced with smiles and laughter. The school year was ending. Today was graduation day, a special ceremony to celebrate the students' learning and friendship. Ethan woke early, excited and nervous. He dressed in the simple robe the school gave him. Feeling proud, when he arrived, the school was filled. With decorations and happy voices, students of many species gathered. Wearing bright colors and holding gifts. The director stepped forward. Today, we celebrate growth, understanding, and courage, she said. This year, we learned that differences can bring us together, not apart. Then it was Ethan's turn. He walked to the front of the hall. The room was quiet. The director smiled. Ethan showed us the true meaning of strength, not with weapons, but with kindness and courage. The students cheered. Ethan smiled and showed his teeth proudly. After the ceremony, the art class displayed paintings made by students. One painting caught Ethan's eye, a necklace shaped like a smiling human mouth. Bright and shining. The red-feathered leader came to him. "This is a gift for you," he said, a symbol of courage and understanding. Ethan touched the necklace gently. "Thank you." Lyra stood beside him. "You helped change many minds, and you helped me feel at home," Ethan said. The students laughed and took pictures together. They promised to stay friends even when Ethan returned to Earth. As Ethan prepared to leave, he felt a mix of sadness and hope. He would miss his new friends, but he knew he had made a difference. On the shuttle back to Earth, he looked out the window at the stars. He thought about the journey, how his teeth, once a cause of fear, had become a sign of bravery. He smiled to himself. Being different is a strength. Back on Earth, Ethan shared his stories. He told everyone about the aliens who once thought teeth were just decorations and how they learned to see humans as friends. His stories spread across planets, inspiring others to look beyond appearances and find the courage to understand. And somewhere, in a distant school on Zalar, a necklace shaped like a smiling human mouth hung proudly, a reminder that friendship and courage can change the galaxy. Aang ate his life forever. After the pirates retreated, the village began to heal. Fires were put out, and injured people were cared for. Ethan and Lyra stayed close, working together to repair the damage. The bond crystal around Lyra's neck glowed softly, a quiet reminder of their connection. One afternoon, as Ethan checked the ship's systems, Lyra hurried toward him, her face pale. "Ethan, help! Someone is hurt in the forest," she said. Urgently. Without hesitation, Ethan grabbed his medkit and followed her. They ran through the glowing trees, leaves brushing their skin, until they reached a small clearing. There lay a young villager, wounded by falling debris during the pirate attack. His leg was bleeding badly. Lyra knelt beside him, her hands shaking. "We must act fast." Ethan opened the medkit and began cleaning the wound. Lyra carefully applied healing herbs from her pouch. "You're going to be okay," Ethan said gently. The villager's eyes fluttered open. "Thank you, both of you." Lyra looked up at Ethan, grateful. "Your help saved him." He smiled softly. "We help each other here." Later, as they walked back to the village, Ethan noticed Lyra winced. "Are you hurt?" he asked. She shook her head, but then stopped. "I think I twisted my ankle. I didn't want to slow you down." Ethan reached out, steadying her. "Let me help." He carried her the rest of the way, feeling the weight of responsibility and something deeper he could not explain. That night, as they sat by a fire, Lyra finally spoke. "Ethan, I've been thinking," she said quietly. "About what?" he asked, watching the flames. "About the bond. It started by accident, but now I feel something real." Ethan looked at her, surprised but happy. "I feel the same." She smiled softly. "I was afraid you might leave when the annulment is done." "I don't want to leave," Ethan admitted. "I want to stay with you, if you want." Lyra's eyes shone. "I want that too." Their hands found each other, fingers entwining like the roots of the ancient trees around them. But peace did not last long. A week later, The elders called Ethan and Lyra to the council hall. Their faces were serious. The annulment process is complete, the head elder said. Ethan, you are free to leave Varelia if you wish. Ethan's heart sank. He looked at Lyra. Her smile was brave, but her eyes were sad. You don't have to go, Lyra whispered. I'm not sure what to do, Ethan said honestly. This bond started by mistake, but now it means more. The elders waited quietly. Finally, Ethan stood. I want to stay. With Lyra, with your people, if you will have me. The elder nodded slowly. The bond is your choice now. The people of Varelia welcome you. Joy spread through the hall. Lyra smiled brightly. Thank you. Ethan turned to her. I'm yours, Lyra. She laughed softly. And I am yours. That night, they walked hand in hand through the village. The stars shone above like a blessing. Ethan knew his life had changed forever. From a simple traveler to a protector, a partner, a part of a new world. And Lyra knew she had found someone who cared, who fought beside her, who was more than an accent. He was her heart. The morning sun rose softly over Varelia, casting golden light through the trees. Ethan woke up feeling strange. Today was the day the elders said the annulment papers would be finalized. He could finally be free from the bond, free to leave. But when he looked at Lyra, calm and gentle as she prepared breakfast, he felt unsure. Are you ready? She asked softly, noticing his quiet. Ethan shook his head. I don't know. This bond started as a mistake, but now it means a lot. Lyra smiled sadly. Sometimes mistakes become the best things. After breakfast, the village gathered for the farewell ceremony. The elders prepared to read the annulment papers aloud, officially ending the bond between Ethan and Lyra. Ethan stood beside Lyra, holding her hand. The crowd watched quietly. The elder began, by the power of the council. The bond between Ethan and Lyra is now ended. They are free to choose their own paths. A soft murmur spread through the crowd. Ethan's single quotes as heart felt heavy. He looked at Lyra, whose eyes shone with hope and sadness. Thank you for everything, Lyra whispered. Ethan smiled weakly. You're amazing. I'll never forget you. He turned to leave. But as he walked through the crowd, something stopped him. He paused, then slowly turned back. In front of everyone, he knelt before Lyra and took the crystal from his pocket. The same crystal that had started it all. Lyra, he said clearly, I don't want to be free. I want to stay bonded to you. He placed the crystal carefully around her neck again. The crowd gasped, then cheered. Lyra's eyes filled with tears. Ethan, the elders smiled warmly. This bond is now true and chosen. The villagers clapped and celebrated. Ethan stood, taking Lyra's hand. I'm yours, he said. And I'm yours, she replied. Later, as the village celebrated, Ethan looked at his ship in the distance. It no longer felt like a home. His home was here with Lyra and the people of Varelia. He knew adventures would come. But with her by his side, he was ready. The village of Varelia was alive with celebration. Colorful lights danced through the trees, laughter filled the air, and music echoed softly under the starry sky. Ethan and Lyra stood at the center, surrounded by their friends and neighbors. Ethan looked around, feeling a deep sense of belonging. He had come to Varelia as a traveler, a stranger. Now, he was part of this peaceful world. Lyra smiled beside him. You belong here, Ethan, not just because of the bond, but because you've made this place better. He took her hand gently. You taught me what it means to care, to protect. I want to help keep Varelia safe. The village elders approached, their faces kind and proud. Ethan, the head elder, said, your actions saved our people. Your bond with Lyra is a symbol of hope between worlds. Ethan bowed respectfully. Thank you. I'm honored. With the bond crystal glowing brightly, Ethan's ship stood nearby, a reminder of the danger they had faced and the strength they had found. In the days that followed, Ethan and Lyra worked together to improve the village defenses. They shared human technology and Varelian knowledge, creating new tools and stronger shields. Children watched in awe as Ethan repaired machines and Lyra taught about healing plants. The village grew safer and stronger. One afternoon, Ethan sat with Lyra by the river. The water sparkled in the sunlight, and birds sang softly. "Do you ever miss your old life?" Lyra asked. Ethan thought for a moment. "Sometimes. But this life, here with you, feels right." She leaned her head on his shoulder. "I'm glad you stayed." Their bond crystal pulsed gently, like a heartbeat between them. As weeks passed, the bond between Ethan and Lyra deepened. Their friendship became love, quiet and strong. One night, under the glowing stars, Ethan spoke softly. "Lyra, thank you for trusting me, for letting me be part of your world." She smiled. "And thank you for showing me new hope." They knew challenges would come, but together they were ready. Ethan had found more than a home. He had found a family, a future, and a love that began by accident but grew into something beautiful. And on Varelia, a human was no longer just a visitor. He was one of them, heart-bound and forever.